The story of Attack on Titan takes place inside a closed world surrounded by massive walls, where humanity lives isolated from the outside world. At the center of this system are bloodlines that determine how Titan power is inherited and how it shapes history. The Reiss family is the true royal family of the walls. They descend from the Fritz royal bloodline, which traces back to King Fritz, the original ruler of Eldia and the first holder of the founding Titan. Within the walls, the Reiss family secretly holds the founding Titan and maintains the royal lineage under false identities to preserve the vow made by King Karl Fritz. The Reiss family is led by Rod Reiss. His children include Frieda Reiss, Dirk Reiss, Abel Reiss, Florian Reiss, and Historia Reiss. Frieda Reiss inherits the founding Titan and is influenced by the memory alteration and ideology of King Karl Fritz, which prevents the royal family from acting against the will of the original king. Before Rod Reiss, the founding Titan is passed to Uri Reiss, who also lives under the same vow and ideology. Historia Reiss is Rod Reiss' illegitimate daughter, meaning she carries royal blood but is hidden and raised outside of the main family structure. All Eldians are descendants of Ymir Fritz, the first person to obtain the power of the Titans. After her death, her power is divided into the 9 Titans and passed down through her subjects, who become known as the Subjects of Ymir. From this origin, Eldians can be divided into 3 broad groups. The first group can be described as the Royal Eldians, who carry the direct bloodline of Ymir Fritz to King Fritz. This line becomes the Fritz family and is later hidden within the walls as the Reiss family. They are the only bloodline capable of fully accessing the founding Titan, though they are bound by the vow of King Karl Fritz, which prevents them from using that power for conquest or warfare. The second group can be described as civilian Eldians. This refers to the majority of Eldians living within Paradise Island and Mali who are not part of the royal bloodline. They are still subjects of Ymir and can inherit Titan powers if they are chosen to receive one of the 9 Titans. This includes individuals such as Grisha Yeager, Eren Yeager, Zeke Yeager, Dina Fritz, and Carla Yeager. Most of the major conflicts, militaries, and resistance movements in the story come from this group. The third group can be described as experimental Eldians, referring to the Ackermann bloodline. This is a modified branch of Subjects of Ymir created through Titan-related experimentation in the past. Members of this bloodline, including Kenny Ackermann, Mikasa Ackermann, and Levi Ackermann, cannot be affected by the founding Titan's power or memory alteration. They retain heightened physical abilities and combat instincts that make them elite fighters, but they exist outside of royal influence and cannot be controlled through the founding Titan. Grisha Yeager is an Eldian from Mali who joins the Eldian Restorationists. He has a sister, Faye Yeager, who is killed by Malian authorities, which influences his later actions. Grisha later meets Dina Fritz, who is of royal blood, and together they have Zeke Yeager. Zeke is raised in Mali and later becomes a warrior, eventually developing his own plan for the future of Eldians. Grisha later travels to Paradise Island, where he meets Carla Yeager. They have a second son, Eren Yeager, who inherits the Attack Titan and later the Founding Titan. This creates a direct connection between royal Eldian blood and Titan inheritance through Dina Fritz and Eren Yeager, which becomes important for activating the founding Titan's full abilities. The Ackermann bloodline, or experimental Eldians, remain completely independent from the influence of the founding Titan. Mikasa Ackermann is raised alongside Eren Yeager and becomes closely connected to him, while Levi Ackermann serves as humanity's strongest soldier under the Survey Corps. The Reiss family holds the founding Titan under the vow of King Karl Fritz. The civilian Eldians form the majority of Titan shifters and military forces that drive the central conflict. The experimental Eldians operate outside of this system entirely due to their resistance to founding Titan control. Historia Reiss remains important within the royal bloodline because she is one of the last known members of the true Fritz lineage inside the walls, and her blood becomes essential in relation to the conditions required to fully activate the founding Titan.